Is the iPhone Air a failure? Interesting question to ask because it just came out a couple of weeks ago, but it appears that it's not selling very well, and it's selling so very not well that Apple is already cutting their production on it, dialing it back a little bit because the estimates just aren't there based off of people buying them initially. So that's not a good sign. And it was kind of one of those things I was looking at the other day because we know that, well, at least from what we've been told, the S26 Edge has been canceled and the S25 Edge has been not selling very well either. So it seems like people are not wanting the thin phones. But I have a couple of questions about that. One, is it just that people don't want the thin phones? Or two, is it because there's a lot better options? Because if you take a look at Apple, the iPhone 17 is just such a good stinking phone. And it's cheaper, $200 cheaper. And it doesn't have some of these shortfalls like one camera and a diminished battery, and it doesn't have, it only hit one speaker. There's one speaker in this phone. So there's a lot more appealing options out there that cost less, and the iPhone 17 is the best regular series iPhone we've had in years and years and years. Finally has ProMotion display and a couple of nice creature comforts like the upgraded cameras, new upgraded selfie camera, a brighter screen. Like there's all sorts of nice stuff on there. And it's funny because at the same time that Apple has cut their production and lowered it for the iPhone Air, they've actually increased their target estimate for the amount of phones they believe they're going to sell this year based off the iPhone 17 because it's selling so incredibly well. So last year, if this phone came out last year and you saw the iPhone instead of the Plus, like if we got an iPhone 16, an iPhone Air, iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max last year, I think this would have sold a lot better because the iPhone 16 phones just were not that appealing. But when you take a look at the Pro and the Pro Max, those are better than ever. They've got lots of nice new features in them. And then you've got the iPhone 17, which is probably going to be the phone of the year. As much as I hate to say that, it really makes spending $1,000 on this look even less appetizing, even though it's, I think, a very enjoyable phone to use. So I have been using this phone instead of my iPhone 17 Pro Max. I'm using the Pro Max to record right now, but this one has had my SIM activated in it, and I've been using it basically since it came out. Why? Because I like having a thin phone. I like this thin, lightweight design. It's really nice, easy to carry, lightweight, smaller profile in your pocket, and of course, I generally carry two phones. So if I need to have like a better camera, like the telephoto or the ultra wide, I have that. But 90% of the time, I find that this works just fine. Like I've really been enjoying using it, and I really like the S25 Edge. Like I am all about these thin phones, but it really seems like they're not being received well. Now, the S25 Edge came out an out of cycle launch, came in the summer, and then it ripped the Band-Aid off first. Let's be honest. Well, people were so upset that with the S25 Edge, you were losing one camera and you were losing a little bit of battery. And that was mostly about it. I mean, mostly the camera and the battery and the fact that it costs $1,099. Well, the S25 Edge is a good phone. I like it a lot. And I think from a technical perspective, it's a better phone than the iPhone Air. When you take a look at the S25 Edge, though, they already had the S25 Plus, which, again, had the extra camera, had the extra battery space, and you could get it cheaper, and you could get it on sale cheaper. So it's like, do I want to pay like $799 and get an S25 Plus on sale? Do I want to pay $1099 and get a redacted version in the S25 Edge, what's missing some features? So out of cycle launch, too expensive, missing features. I think that's kind of what it is. I don't think people are opposed to the idea of a thin phone. They just don't want to have a thin phone and have to eat a salad, right? They don't want to have a thin phone and it's missing some stuff, some of the things that people believe are creature comforts. Now, the biggest concern most people have is battery. And I will say that with the updates that we've gotten since iOS 26 is coming out and the iPhone Air's been out a little bit while longer, the battery has gotten a little bit better. So after it settled in, got an update or two, a patch, it's the battery seems to be better. And it gets me like mostly through the day, which I think for most people is going to be fine. And then the S25 Edge, it gets me through the day as well. So the battery life is better than I expected. The battery life I expected to be completely abysmal for this, and it was at first. Like the first week, this phone was basically, I was pushing it and I was testing it and I was using it like I would normally use a phone, and I could kill it very quickly. If you just do kind of normal day-to-day stuff and you're not playing any games, you're not recording a bunch of videos, you're not exporting stuff, you're not, and that's kind of like a weird thing with this phone because they want you to treat it like a pro. It's got the Pro Series chip in it, even though it's got like one less GPU core. But they're like, oh, it's as powerful as an M2, and you can do all these different things. That's great. But if you do those things, it's dead by lunch. So it's not a power user phone. But for normal people, and my wife's still been using it, and she loves it. She's really been enjoying using it. But she did also the other day. She was using it kind of heavily, and she's like, I had to charge it halfway through the day. That's kind of not cool. So that's only happened once or twice. But if you really get on it and use it, yeah, it could die kind of quick. And the S25 Edge battery life is, I think, pretty actually good on that one. I've been really surprised. So battery life is a concern, but people don't want to pay for less. And I was just complaining about this yesterday about Taco Bell. So I go to Taco Bell. I don't even eat the 5-layer burrito, but my kids do. It's like $4.89 now. It used to be like a dollar something burrito 10 years ago. And it's just crazy to me now that it costs $49. But I know it doesn't actually cost that much because they have a box meal that you can get for $5. And the box meal comes with the 5-layer burrito. It comes with a taco. It comes with a medium drink, and it comes with cinnamon swirls or cinnamon twists. What do you call them? So cinnamon twists are like, I don't know, $1.50, $1.79. Medium drink is two something. It's like $2.79, and then the taco is like $1.89. So you're getting like $6 extra stuff for $5. But if you just want a beefy 5-layer burrito, it's $4.89, which is just asinine to me. So that's kind of how I think people feel. People are tired of getting like raked over the coals for everything, getting charged for everything, and getting less. So I know with the box meal you get more. That's actually not a good analogy in that perspective. I'm just saying, like, if you just want the burrito, they way overcharge you for it, and of course they're smaller than they used to be. So with the iPhone Air, one camera, one speaker, no vapor chamber, small battery. Those are things people don't kind of want to spend $1,000 for, I guess. But it's interesting because if you take a look at people who are actually using them, anytime I talk about these phones, people are like, I love the iPhone Air. I love the iPhone Air. I love the iPhone Air. I talk about the Samsung. People are like, I love the S25 Edge. I love the S25 Edge. I love how thin it is. I love how light it is. It gets me through the day. And that's the recurring theme. So I think there's a disconnect between what people are interested in buying and then also the price point. But then the people who buy them seem to be overly satisfied. I've never had so many people come back and they're like, I really like this phone. I was surprised. I really like this phone. The S25 Edge, it was, when I first started making videos about it, people were like, who wants this? Who asked for this? I'm not buying this. And then some people like, oh, I'm going to go check it out at the store. Wow, I really like this. I like it better than I thought. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. Thank you for making videos. I never would have bought this if it wasn't for you. This is my new favorite phone. So there's something special about them. And it may not be the hardware. It may not be the lack of features. Maybe, just maybe it's the experience. And apparently experience goes a long way. But the problem is if people don't buy them, they don't get the experience. So then it's very easy to write it off as being like, oh, yeah, that phone sucks. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Or you listen to somebody on YouTube who's like, oh, I'm not buying this because of X, Y, Z. And I will admit, whenever the iPhone Air first came out, I was very negative about it. Very, very negative about it. And I probably contributed to people not wanting to buy it. So sorry about that. But I still stand by a lot of the stuff that I said before. It's not really worth $1,000. One camera, one speaker, small battery. In any other world, that's not something you really recommend for $1,000. But I mean, hey, there's good deals with carriers and incentives and things like that. So it's one of those things where it's about the experience. And if you experience one of these, I think that you're going to like it. And I'm not trying to convince you to buy one. I just think that there's a disconnect between what it is on paper, what it is on the price tag, and then what it is when you actually use it. And the people that have been buying it and picking it up seem to really, really like them, despite the fact that the numbers aren't reflecting an overwhelming amount of sales. So just interesting stuff I wanted to talk about. I don't think they're a failure. I think that from a marketing perspective, maybe, but from an actual enjoying using it perspective, it's a different story. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, I know you do. Please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.